Okay, so like I said, this is a very specific special case. Okay, it only works in very specific situations. So I want you to go ahead and do the multiplication up at the top. Okay, do the multiplication up at the top. Okay, so we have x squared plus 11x minus 2x minus 22. And then I combine like terms. I have x squared plus 9x minus 22. Okay? All right, so I want you to tell me, over to the side of that problem, I want you to find the factors. So just similar to how we would do the AC method. If I took x squared times negative 22, I'd be finding the factors of negative 22 that add to 9. What are the two factors that multiply to negative 22 that add to 9? Which one's negative? To get positive 9. It would be negative 2 and positive 11, right? So I can find my factors. Do you see negative 2 and 11 on your in your problem somewhere? What is it? X minus 2 and x plus 11, right? This is a special case. I want you to write nice and big up at the top. Somewhere. I'll do it over here. Only when a equals 1. Nice and big. That means it's just a regular old x squared, 1x squared, okay? So only when there's a regular old x squared. If there is no number in front of x squared, you can use this shortcut. This is the only time it works. You don't even have to know this shortcut. You can do the AC method every single time, okay? So you don't have to know this. I'm going to teach it to you, but you don't have to know it. It can be helpful to you to do some problems a little bit quicker if you don't want to do the AC method, but you don't have to know how to do this, okay? But if you do know it, it only works when a equals 1, okay? So let's look at example 1. So I have x squared plus 7x plus 12. Is there a GCF? No. So if there's not a GCF, I can say, okay, since this is a regular old x squared, I can do my shortcut. Okay? So this is my shortcut. Find the factors of 12, just like you would in the AC method. Find your factors of 12. But I want the pair that adds to the middle term, 7. So what multiplies to 12 and adds to 7? 3 and 4. So I find my factors of 3 and 4. This is why it's a shortcut. Because watch what happens now. I don't need to go through the process of breaking the middle term apart. And I don't need to go through the process of grouping. I go straight into my binomials. How do I get x squared in the beginning? What two things can I multiply to get x squared? X and x. So that means the first two spots of my binomials are x and x. And then what were the two numbers that multiplied to 12 that added to 7? 3 and 4. Are they positive or negative? Both are positive, so plus 3 plus 4. That's it. Okay, so if, and only if, it's just a regular old x squared, you can, just like in the AC method, find what multiplies to C and adds to the middle term. And when you find those factors, you can go straight into your binomials. Like I say, you do not have to know this, but it is a helpful shortcut if you are able. Okay, because that was a lot quicker than the AC method. So let's look at example 2. Actually, let's just go down to the try these. Okay, on A, I see a regular old v squared. So since it's a regular old v squared, I can use the shortcut. So what multiplies to v and v? Or sorry, what multiplies to v squared? I just gave you the answer. V and v. So v and v go in the front spots. Find the factors of... Whoa, what was that? Find the factors of 25 that add to the middle, negative 10. So what multiplies to 25 and adds to negative 10? Negative 5 and negative 5. So it's v minus 5 and v minus 5 because those are my two factors. Okay, much quicker than the AC method, but this only works if it's a regular old x squared out front. If it's like 5x squared or 2x squared or negative 1x squared, you still have to do the AC method. Okay? All right, let's look at B. You might say, Mr. Craw, there's something out in front of x squared. Well, what should you always try first with 3 terms? GCF. Anything I can divide out of 3, 30, and 75? 3. So if I divide a 3 out, I'm left with x squared minus 10x plus 25. Now, do you have a regular old x squared? Yes, so you can use your shortcut. So your shortcut is find the factors of C. So the factors of 25 that add to negative 10 are the same ones we just found, negative 5 and negative 5. And my 2 binomials would be x minus 5 and x minus 5. But make sure your GCF comes down as part of your final answer. Okay, the back is just solving. Okay, the back is just solving. We already know how to solve. You solved the same way that we solved yesterday and the day before that. So I'm not going to spend time on it. Okay, those were your 10-minute notes. Just kidding, 6-minute notes. I'm at 6:20 and counting.